man. We'll show
Yeah,
you first.
check it out.
Oh, we're on already.
No, we'll show you first and then we'll film.
Oh no, I'm filming.
She's in.
She's already in. Alright, this is the first time Andrew's seen the canopy, so I'll introduce you guys. This is Andrew from Accelerate Auto Electrics. Andrew is a wiring wizard and he's going to make this thing work for us. Solar panels.
No rest for the wicked. We've just come down to Tingalpa and Enerdrive to pick up our goodies that are going to go in the canopy. So we'll see what we've got. Actually, don't even remember. Antonio's been organising all of it. Hey babe.
Yeah, it's all good to go. I haven't got the canopy back on the ute this morning. Got it bolted down, D-tapes, ready to go to here. And then from here, we're heading straight to the sunny coast to see Andrew from Accelerate Auto Electrics. And he's going to help us fit it all. It's just go, go, go. Like every day has been
working
like
on time
flat
frames.
out. Yeah.
We really want to get back out there and travelling and all of that. So it's been full on. But anyways, what was this one?
So this is the traveller pack that comes.
Yeah.
This thing will mount up in there, and it has all the chargers, and it's all like pre-wired and ready to go. I just want to open it up.
And I'll get that for you.
Ta-da! Check that out.
Traveller pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Hey, buddy.
traveller.
Good.
That's going to mount up on our wall
Yeah.
in there, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So we've got our switches, pre-wired, actually one of our USB chargers.
Nearly as big as the boat.
The solar panels.
Yeah.
They are massive, eh? There's 2 panels in here, but
While we were visiting Enerdrive to pick up our canopy battery solution, we had a little tour around the warehouse. It was really cool to see behind the scenes and meet some of the people who helped bring our battery system to life. We definitely learned a few things, and Remi gave us a really good comparison between AGM and lithium batteries that I thought you might be interested in hearing too.
well, I suppose that lithium is just popular because they just happen to be like the next best thing in batteries.
Yeah, I mean,
at the
honestly,
moment.
lithium's become such a brilliant thing to the fact that everyone's suffering from weight issues at the end
Yeah.
of the day, and lithium's the solution for weight, space, and efficiency.
Yeah.
It's the smallest thing that you could possibly get in there with the most available power, and it recovers the fastest.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer at the end of the day for most people, but
Realistically.
it's not everybody, you know? Like, if you've got a big caravan and you've got 4 or 5 batteries in there and they're all AGM, yeah, you're going to see a huge weight saving, but if you're towing it with a 2500 gram and you've got no storage issues, you're not running out of power, stick with AGMs. You don't need to go down the lithium track necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, if you are starting to find that you're using more power and you're not recovering as quickly, go lithium. You're going to halve your recovery rate.
Yeah.
And you're going to double your storage.
Look, what's actual specs? Like how much longer is a lithium battery going to go in comparison to an AGM?
It's highly dependent on, you know, the client at the end of the day. I mean, if you talk about, you know, running a AGM battery completely dead every time you use it, you're only going to get 300 cycles out of that battery.
Yeah,
whereas
true.
if you bought a lithium and you're running it completely dead every time you use it, it's 2,000.
Yeah,
So it's a heck of a lot more. AGMs, lead acids, if you treat them really nicely, you can get pretty decent life out of them. Like 6-7 years is kind of the absolute peak of their life expectancy.
I got 6 years at the moment out of that AGM battery in the boat.
Yeah,
It's still going.
Yeah,
Like
as long as you treat them right, you charge them properly, they last. They're really good. Same thing happens with a lithium as well. Like if you run it to 0 volts, restart it, then hit it with a huge charging voltage, then yeah, it'll fail. It's like anything. You can spend as much money as you like, but if you don't treat things properly, they're going to still break.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense.
So like lithium will last you longer, and there's no doubt involved in that. But it does come down to the user at the end of the day.
Cheers, Remi.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Legend, dude. Thanks very
Cheers.
much.
Right,
Let's
see
go.
you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, man. We'll show you
Yeah, check
first.
it out.
Oh, we're on already.
No, we'll show you first and then we'll film.
Oh no, I'm filming.
She's in.
You're already in.
I'm in.
Alright, this is the first time Andrew's seen the canopy, so I'll introduce you guys. This is Andrew from Accelerate Auto Electrics. Andrew is a wiring wizard and he's going to make this thing work for us. The aircraft stairs.
Yeah, wow. You got a land suite
Yeah.
in a canopy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, eh?
Huh.
So 240, he would be 6, so I can edit and charge stuff.
So ideally like there or
Somewhere around there, yeah.
bottoming a lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that went through.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
It's
Optical illusion. It's a trap. All right, cool.
a power point on this side. We'll just stick with one in the canopy.
Actually, if you put one there, the one that makes us look good.
Yeah, that's it.
You got the hardest job of all. Ah, all right.
What are you doing here, Andrew?
I am starting to wire up the board. Get it all ready for, so we can slide it in there.
Really?
I'll connect the power back up so
Yeah.
you can play with stuff. I could go
Oh, you think at the top.
upside down across the top and
Yeah.
everything would be in there, or
What's that? The
That's the
inverter. So
inverter.
we will still be needing that to use things, or that always just stay on and we just use our GPOs to.
correct, you don't need to get to
Oh,
this.
okay.
Alright, so Jeff's taken over doing our wire up for this afternoon. And we haven't done much filming. I'll actually speak to you guys. We haven't done much filming of the install today. There's been mostly like planning where stuff's gonna go and how it's all gonna work and how we're gonna all fit it up. And I was flat out trying to organise gas and water. Jeff, we'll run you through what's happened today actually.
Alright, so I've run some cables for his fridge. When we plug that in, then this 6BNS twin will run through walls, go to an Anderson plug here for his 12 volt in. We'll go to the other side. So there are those cables running down along here, plus what was originally here.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a mess up here, but
It's coming together, man.
got all cables going back there. The original plus mine. Then you got the Enerdrive Traveler. I've mounted the tray for the 200 amp hour lithium battery in the back. And then you've got a 2000 watt inverter that sits above that on the roof.
Cool. And the battery's there, so the battery's not quite in yet, but the tray for it's mounted. Cool, and the solar stuff's run up basically to the ceiling, hasn't been penetrated yet.
Haven't put it through the roof.
Yeah. Organised chaos, yeah, it's coming together. Cables there, run up for the solar. This pretty well wraps up day one working on the canopy. I've no idea what day two is going to hold, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
So it's day 2 of wiring up our canopy, and Jeff has made some progress last night.
Yeah,
It's looking good. A little bit. Yeah, it's cool.
Heaps of Anderson plugs everywhere.
And some plugs everywhere. I still have no idea what I'm looking at the moment. All I know and all the goal is to just press a switch and things work. So
Yeah, the traveller pack was pretty cool there. Cool bit of setup, and the guys have set it up really well so that we still have all this room here as usable space. I was assuming that we were going to have to allocate all that to battery, but we might even get a hot water system in there.
So Jeff wants to explain what Jeff's going to do today.
Does Jeff want to do that?
Jeff can, but I'll just probably wait till it's done.
Anything that's interesting at all, Jeff just yell out and film it and
yeah,
explain it.
Sounds good.
Any relevant information. I'm going to shut up now. And there it is, our little mount for our inverter remote. You made it look good, Jeff. Right, so the 12 volt stuff is mostly done. There's 240 left to go, and the solar on the roof. So we're gonna hit the solar now. We're gonna drill a big dog hole in the roof, and we're praying to the grommet gods that it stays waterproof. It'll stay waterproof, eh, Jeff?
Oh, it'll definitely stay waterproof.
All right, sweet.
If I want to keep my job.
Sweet as. We're just gonna have to hook up the battery so we can bring the roof down and start making some holes and putting some solar panels on.
You're here, you'll catch me if
I'll hold it for you, man.
you'll catch me if I fall, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Pop through in here.
there it is.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I'll show you. Sick.
Hole is drilled. With no water leaks to be seen.
Yep. That's the thing that's going to make it waterproof.
So we got to get cables to the roof, and you don't want any water getting into the cab, like into the canopy.
Yeah.
So this is for your aircon when you get it, and your solar panels
Okay, that makes sense.
when they get put on. So we got to run cables up through and over to here.
Yeah.
So we put this here so you don't get any water in.
Thank you. Smoko.
All I'm missing is a nice coffee or a chocolate milk.
What are you working out? How
many amps we're going to get, roughly?
From 460 watts of solar.
From 360 watts of solar. What about 20? Not 12? They're not 100% efficient.
Not 12 volt.
Ah, yeah.
That was 20 volts.
Ah, they're 20 volts.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah, okay.
So we usually do a rule of divide by 20 just to get you out of trouble.
At 18 amps of solar will come through.
Pretty good for a canopy.
Yeah.
Babe, jump up, Tarzan. Tarzan.
Sweet, so we've made one gigantic solar panel. This one is 280 watt panels bolted together. And just because the way we worked out to mount it, it was going to be the best way so that we could fix to the fixings on the roof. So I'll grab the camera and I can show you guys what I'm talking about. We're going to fix to these mounts that run along the top of the canopy. So by having the two panels mounted side by side, running lengthways that way, so that we can fix it in 3 different points to hold it down. They weren't going to be able to fit with the brackets, the 50mm brackets they come with. So by bolting them together, we save the space, we just need to mount them on either side. So it's like going to be a perfect fit up here with the panels right at the front, living room for our aircon down the back here. So hot tips with Jeff, guys.
So what I like to do is I like to cut off these plugs here and fit an Anderson plug to it. And then what I'll do is I'll loop the wire around thinking of where the wire is going to go on the roof and mount my Anderson plug on the side there or underneath, depending on how much clearance I have, so that I can stick the panels down and then wire them up afterwards without having to worry about trying to get underneath them and all that other sort of stuff around with it.
There you go. If you guys are going to fit some solar panels, some food for thought. Alrighty, so we're going to wrap up day 2 now on the canopy. Give you guys a quick run through of exactly what happened. Jeff spent about 3 hours in the hole he's in at the moment, just tidying up wires and doing stuff in there. And then when we came out of there, we got a hole drilled in the roof and got solar all mounted up there, ready to go. So we ran the 2 180 watt panels up the top. We also did a bit of digging and worked out just how the aircon system is going to be wired up when it does turn up. Well, we haven't even bought it yet, but we can know how it's going to work. Is that it, Jeff? Solar, yeah?
Solar in the hole, put a light on the back of the canopy.
Yep.
And input for the front here.
Sweet.
That's about it.
Cool. And that might not sound like a lot, but it's, I guess it can put into perspective for you guys just how long things take to do. So in theory, it sounds nice and simple and easy to do, but that's a full day of working at it, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of things where like problems arise constantly throughout the day, and you got to work out a solution and then try and then build your solution out of the resources you've got here and then apply them to the issue to fix it. And it just takes quite a long time. See you, Jeff.
Catches.
Day 3.
Jeff.
Morning, guys.
There you go, man.
How'd you go last night?
I didn't stay back too long.
Yeah,
And
I don't blame you.
Pretty fried by the end of the day. And
You
I
look
wasn't.
pretty toast, mate.
So you said you're doing some 240 volt stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just about to start on it, so I've got to fit this. This is your 240 volt in and your circuit breaker, which I'll fit around here, like so.
Cool.
Such a big unit.
It's massive, eh?
Yep. That is my day, 240 volt stuff.
Hey, look at that.
Perfect.
So what is that thing, man?
Straight to.
Pop the cap and have a look.
That's my 240 volt in.
Yep.
And your circuit protection so that it's all up to scratch.
That's pretty cool.
And then it's just plug and play with the Enerdrive cords.
So something really cool I wanted to share with you guys about the 240 system in our canopy. It's all plug and play stuff from Enerdrive. So that's the, looks like a normal PowerPoint. It's all plug and play at the back. About down. These are the cords we're using to plug and play, I guess, and it can be installed by anyone at all, so you don't actually need a 240 guy to do it for you. Is that right, Jeff? Did I get it?
Yep.
Do you always get nervous when having to cut big holes? Because you're big holes? Yeah.
That one.
Imagine.
I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So all up, we will have 3 GPOs around the canopy. There is one here, which I'm assuming we'll use just for convenience of charging like our camera, drone, any of that kind of stuff. We do have a GPO inside the canopy, so we'll be mostly using that to charge our laptop, and when Antonio or I'm inside editing our videos, we can have power right next to us, which is super handy. And then we've also got a GPO in our kitchen area, just right here. Be able to use like my NutriBullet or any 240 volt appliance. To be honest, I'm pretty sure we'll just be mainly using our NutriBullet, but you never know. It does seem pretty extra, not gonna lie. It does feel a little bit weird having been kitted out sort of thing, but trying to remind myself like this is our home for the near future, so we want to still make it as comfortable as we can. It's all happening, it's all tidy.
So close to being done.
Yeah.
Alright, so we run a 6BNS twin to the charger for plenty of charge for the canopy, and we run it through an isolator so that we don't have to run an ignition feed to like under the vehicle to the canopy, and what we do is we loop a wire from the battery feed input of the charger in the canopy to the ignition wire on the charger, so that, you know, we've got less cable running, less chance for mistakes, things like that.
You know, I was like, I didn't make any sense of that, but I'm sure for any of you out there who are kind of cluey with 12 volt and cars and that kind of stuff, that might mean something to you.
Straight back. It does look really good. Car's all done.
Yes, I love the customization.
That's so neat in there, eh? Honestly. Cool. Cool. So we basically changed from our 100 amp D-cycle battery that came with the canopy to a 200 amp lithium battery from Enerdrive, and we went with this traveler pack just because it was a little compact unit that had everything on it. It looks quite nice in there. And again, the whole lot just looks really nice and neat in there, and it powers everything. Like, it's honestly probably like overkill really having 200 amps in this until the air conditioner goes on.
Yeah.
And realistically we get 2 days of fridge power out of this thing with no input whatsoever. So from full battery we get what, like 50 hours runtime.
Yeah, about that. Yep.
So really set it up for an off-grid system.
Yeah, that's right, but it's rare that we're ever going to be no input for 2 days. So I'll show you, I suppose I'll show you where we've got the GPOs and what they're there for. So this one here I picked there to have there is just so we can plug like any tools and power tools, like if I need a grinder or if I want to charge up my my batteries for like my drill and that sort of stuff, I can have it sitting in here charging even while we're driving, so it'll be all good. Inside, obviously, like Andrew said, for the editing, and they've done a pretty cool little thing in here for us. So we've got the 240 up there for the laptop, drone batteries and stuff like that. And just underneath it, we got the USB plug for charging phones and other things as well. And the USB plug also does a good job of tucking that little cable away for us as well, which is a rad little idea. So there's that bit of power inside. We've got a fresh light on the back because there's no light in the back of the canopy. And this one is a fancy one. It's got 2 colors, white and yellow, to keep the bugs away. I've never.
As well.
Is that
And,
what
dimmable.
And dimmable.
And dimmable.
Mood lighting.
Mood lighting.
Mood lighting.
There you go. Bump chicka wow. This being our kitchen, it was like probably one of the most, well, definitely an important spot to have 240 power for us. So we got the GPO put there so that Shani can zap stuff up in the NutriBullet, and we can toast our toast in the morning, which is always nice having toasted bread that gets toasted. Oh, the plug at the front, so it's fully detachable. There's a plug at the end, some plug at the front here. We just unplug that runs to the car, and that little isolator that Jeff fitted earlier today, and then it just plugs into the canopy. So it's a nice easy in-out connection when we want to jack it off. That was quick. Is there anything else? Did we miss anything? How'd I go, Andrew? Was that good? Normally this is your job, man. I'm walking around
Yeah, I
here
don't know.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you keep doing their job? But yeah, you know, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Shows you understand what we've got.
Yeah.
They want me to do a facts and stats speech here.
Yeah.
So basically, here we go. We've got a 200 amp lithium battery. We've got a 40 amp AC charger, so 240 in on the GPU on the back. We got a 40 amp DC-DC and solar reg. We've got two 180 watt panels, so 360 total in wattage. So obviously the DC-DC charger will totally handle that at 40 amps. We're maybe 20, we'll see how it goes. It's an overcast day, so we can't really test it too well.
No.
But I think we'll probably get a solid 20 out of this, depending on how it goes. We've got a 2000 watt transfer inverter, so it'll be between shore power and when we flick the inverter on in our cool little bracket, it will be sort of automatic. So basically now since we've done that, we've now got 240 power on the van. Canopy. Canopy this time. Heaps of USBs, they're all 2.4, so everything should charge pretty well. And then this is a battery reset switch, so if ever that battery does get fully depleted, all I need to do is start the car or be in the sun, hold this switch down, and the battery will fire up and come back to life.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so these packs are quite good, these traveler packs. Everything's sort of nice and consolidated and ready to go. And then obviously we've got our ePro. Oh, there you go, the sun's coming up now, so we're making 8 amps now.
Awesome.
Happy day. So that is heaps of power for a canopy. Probably what most people would have in a caravan. But once we put an aircon on the back, basically it's just a mini caravan anyway.
Basically it's a mini caravan. That's
tiny
so cool.
van.
And I love how neat it is. Can I just say, like, look at that.
I really appreciate.
Even built like a little box to enclose it all and keep it neat and protected back there, and still give me utilization of this space. And obviously space is key when you're living in a space this big. 1800 by 1800 home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run you guys through the costs. Last time I had an install video, I didn't mention costs. We got asked about 1 million times, so we're going to cover it in the video this time. We had a chat to Andrew about it, and basically 8 to 10k should cover you for a setup like this inside your canopy or caravan. And that's including all the gear installed with parts, labour, the whole lot, about 8 to 10k. So that should answer that question for you guys. And this isn't just like a temporary thing for us. So this canopy will be used by us for a very long time. So even when we finally do stop touring full time and settle down on that farm that I can see in my head right now, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna keep this canopy for our weekend trips, for our week trips, for any touring, because we love it. We're not gonna stop touring.
So that's how we're justifying.
So that's how we're justifying the sort of cost here. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing that we're gonna have for a very long time, and it's gonna serve its purpose over and over and over again. And it's just gonna be a super comfortable touring rig that we're gonna have for many years to come.
We know you're a busy man, Andrew, so thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Never too busy for you guys.
Legend, dude. Let's go stick a sticker on his Land Cruiser.
You can do that.
No.
Yeah, totally. Over there.
That's
Do it.
happening. Tony's getting a sticker. Oh, for sure. It's not coming off. There you go. Look at that. Oh, that just makes it.
Very good.